This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Why am I rejoicing? My official name now is Cat Ling, if you did not know. The reason is Ghost Cat, making the movie Ghost Cat. And we're in an official government shutdown. Yeah, 15 hours counting forward. Tick tack, tick tack. People are going to say, who's to blame? Donald Trump or Schumer? Of course you're going to blame Chuck Schumer. And you know what? We don't want to blame anybody because we are happy. I am happy as a Clark. I want the whole fucking government to shut down, not just a so-called non-essential workers. Have you heard of non-essential workers in your job? If you work for a private company like Bed Bath & Beyond, so-called non-essential workers will probably be hiding in the stock room and just typing away on their computer, goofing around on their Facebook or doing other stuff. That's why they're non-essential. I mean, you'll never work on a job where you're getting paid for non-essential work, except for the fucking government, because it's nothing but a bunch of pork belly fat. So shut the motherfucker down. Actually, American people are happy when it shuts down, especially if it's for our security. When I did not have this wall, it means that it was busted down. I posted a bunch of pictures. I mean, I am grateful now I got the wall, okay, my own wall. And don't tell me that I'm a racist. I have a wall. I'm a bigot. I'm a xenophobe. I mean, you have to be insane to say that a wall cannot protect you from invaders. Yes, it does. We're just, look at this wall. All right? I don't see anybody climbing over it too quickly. So I say, build that big and shining wall. And the fact that came out, I kind of stumbled onto this little news piece, which is totally true, that United States spent more money. I'm shocked. There were so many zeros. It was like more than $6 billion a month on food stamps. Seriously. You know what food stamps are? I mean, now they oh yeah, we don't want to embarrass the recipients, the welfare recipients. So it's a nutrition surplus or some kind of supplement program. It's just called SNAP. And, they used to be tearing up at the cash register the literal food stamps. I mean, if you've seen them, that's the way that it was supposed to be. And we still use our money to print them. So basically, we're suckers. Okay, so they pretty much put their guns to our heads and say, pay up. There's nothing charitable about this. Because, if someone says, this is why I don't believe that we're extreme, because my friend criticized me saying I'm sort of a far right. I mean, I said, I'm just right, because I'm so tired. I fought these battles that I cannot win by just wanting to speak my piece. You don't even have the freedom of speech anymore. I go, well, then that's like China, where they would have put a bullet in my head if I say the things I say now. And then they bill you for your, 50 cents, and your family have to come pick up your body. That's literally what happens. Remember that little guy that holds a suitcase in front of all the tanks in the Beijing? That one little man, the so-called Goliath, David Goliath, he's probably dead. But I feel like I'm that just one tiny little voice say, you're not gonna run me over. You damn idiots. They're trying to take over every aspect of your lives. I mean, that's what they do. That's what the socialists do. And they infect to make other people persecute us because we disagree with them. I don't like the fact that I'm being forced to do all these things that otherwise I am guilty if I don't say embrace the illegal flow, even though that my life will be shattered. I will be on the streets, but that's okay. That's exactly why these Schumer, these evil politicians want. That's Nancy Pelosi wants that, so that we have no ways, no means anymore to live in our land, and something that you work hard for, they're just like maggots. They're chipping it away and giving it to people that they're not supposed to be here. If they break into your house, they do not deserve to eat at your table, basically. And I would say that I believe Jesus approved of that. I mean, you can take it to the bank when you see the Lord. Even the Bible says, because someone, one time they tried to misquote, I forgot who that was. Gutierrez, what an asshole. A Democratic Congress guy says that imagine if Jesus was shut out of Egypt or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It was not even a good reference he tried to pull out to try to compare the birth of Jesus in the manger as some kind of invaders. It's ridiculous. Those days when Caesar attacks the whole country, that's tyranny. They make everybody to go back to their birth town. That's why Joseph has to go all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem to his hometown, which is about 100 miles worth, because if he does not obey the rule of the tyrant, they will come after him and take his head off. And what we have now is not much different, except for they deceive you by calling you names and make you surrender your freedom to them. So Joseph had to pack up his donkey. Imagine they did not have any freeways or any Uber back in those days, and poor Mary was pregnant for, I guess at that time, they said that she was like really heavy into the pregnancy. So basically she risked the life of losing the Son of God, Jesus, because, the donkey is probably not that friendly. It's gonna go, yeah, and spit and, may give a temper tantrum, God knows. So it was a difficult journey. And there's no comparison with illegal intrusions, with, people breaking the law. In fact, they were obeying the law, because in those days, if he doesn't, Joseph that did not obey the law, he would have fucking got his head taken off. So they have to go back there to be counted as like part of the census program to pay taxes. So they're taxing the shit out of them in the tyranny. So what's the comparison is now these Chuck Schumers and the Gutierrez are trying to mislead us, if you don't know your word, by comparing that Jesus was in jail when he was born in a manger. No, that's not the case. The case was because of these dictators' order, everybody go back to their own town. Of course, business are not prospering because of the communism. But all of a sudden, we got everybody in town. It's like the Super Bowl. You have no room. So they say, well, we don't have a place for you to stay. So they go, well, I guess the only place is in where the animal stalls. That's what the manger is. I used to think that the manger is supposed to be like really sexy, because you look at all the drawings and the manger scene. Oh, you have the little sheep and hay and a couple of chickens. Quack quack quack. I mean, it sounds so good and everything. When I try to sleep in one, I bet you'll be stink to death in the middle of the night. You probably run away. So there it is. You really need to know what the Bible says instead of just listening to all that bullshit. But the government is bloated. If we the taxpayer fleeced over $6 billion 1 month to give it to so-called the welfare recipients for just food stamps alone. That itself is debatable. How many of them? I mean, if you allow more of them to come in, they're all going to be on your food stamps. And not only that, in California, you have to pay for all their medical expenses, all the doctor visits. Why do you think that Obamacare is really not affordable? It's not affordable. They call that a tax. That's why the Supreme Court says it's okay to call it a tax. But now, since that Donald Trump removed, thank God, for the mandatory, because the tax is mandating you to pay out of pocket as something that you don't want to pay and you don't deserve to pay. Go back to our founding father. The whole reason why we have the United States of America is to escape the tyranny of the government. Because the Boston Tea Party, what it was is, you gonna tax me for this shit? I'm gonna dump it in the fucking harbor. I mean, this is it. We had so much of this bullshit piled on us by telling us that if you don't give us your money, then you're a fucking bigot or racist, and to give it to people that's gonna vote for them. Of course, yeah, if you give them freeloaders, they go, yeah, give us more stuff. Freebies, the socialists, the progressives. It has nothing to do with the original concept of liberalism. I just learned it from Prager University, is to allow each to express themselves instead of shutting you down. They don't like what I'm saying, they shut me down. I have suffered that all throughout. There is always, never exception. Throughout socialists, the Democrats, progressive Democrats in Hawaii, in pretense by saying we're for little people. When they say they're for little people, watch out, they're coming after your wallet, because you know why? There's always somebody who needs that money and who is more deserving, and if you don't pay, you better watch out. I mean, your whole family can go hungry, you can go homeless. That is the reason why year after year they're taking more tax. There's the highest taxed state and the poorest state. Why is it a poorer state in the whole country? Because there's more people on food stamp welfare in California than any other state. And the reason why is they love it. The Democrats love it. They're getting votes by stealing, and there's more than stealing. Actually, they're robbing you of your money and give it to people who don't belong here. That's why they want more of them. The more the merrier. Yeah, come and have kids and throw it over the fence, because they automatically become a citizen of the United States. And don't you dare to say no and try to change that, because then we're gonna have some California judges to rule you down, to shove it down your throat. You better feed and clothe them, and not only that, so they can bring in their parents, a whole freaking 17 generations of people. I mean, literally, is that reasonable? To a point where we can't take it. So let the fucking government shut down and let us have that wall. It's only a chump change. We're only asking what Donald Trump was only asking for $5.7 billion that in the House bill, miraculously, as Nancy Pelosi says, I feel like I want to spit on her. She said that there is no fucking way that this will pass the House. It passed the House, and now it's in the Senate. So why is it being held up in the Senate while we still have the majority? Because people gone home? That's bullshit. No. If you're for this country and you're getting paid, you do not go home. You stay in the Capitol Hill until you pass this and put it on President Trump's desk, so he will sign it, and we'll have that fucking wall. Fasting is good for you. Thank God I'm not taking the food stamps or whatever, but that doesn't make me better. I'm just saying $6 billion a month just on food stamp program alone. 1 month, we could have that wall. So choose today. Give us that $5 billion. And if Mitch McConnell have to change a fucking rule, the majority rules, all we need is 51 votes. So give us that 51 votes. And Jeff Flake, you go to hell. You're a fucking turncoat. You go to hell. Because he is like, what do you call the rhino? In name only, Republican name only. I mean, really, party affiliation has nothing to do with anything anymore. The grand old party, the spirit of 1776 is not in their hearts anymore. Everybody's each for their own. See what kind of power and money they can get, like director of some board jobs, the gigs that they can get afterwards. So if you're really for the American people, as we want that wall, give us that wall. And there's no filibuster that you cannot bust. What I'm saying is, you change that fucking rule, majority rules, give me that 51 votes in the Senate, and give us that damn wall. And I will have a very Merry Christmas. That's all. And I say, I love Donald Trump. Merry Christmas. I mean, I don't know much about Syria, so I know that Donald Trump is not lying. He already said that. We're not the policeman for the whole world. And I know this thing about, General Mattis is not agreeing about pulling out of Syria, Afghanistan, but it is like a fucking hole. We're draining our lives. Literally, I mean, you say, I'm so sad. I see like some military, this hero, Brian Kofech, lost 3 limbs. I just want to cry. I mean, there's no way I could be like here. If I lose 3 limbs, I probably like commit suicide. I mean, this guy is so tough. But why is it that we're sacrificing our boys when we cannot even protect our border? You know what I'm saying? I said our priority is our border first, because if we don't have a border, we're flooded with people. And then if you don't take care of them, and they have no loyalty. They don't want to assimilate, because now it's the colonization of all these the Asian Chinese folks. They form their provinces here. They don't speak the language and never want to learn. And so it's colonization right here in California. I mean, now it's further. I'm not joking. Covina. I went to see my mother in Chino yesterday. It used to be a good old farm town, but it's all Chinese. And so the colonization is, can we afford to house every one of them who have no allegiance to the United States of America, because they still call, American 外国人, meaning they call Americans foreigners. And I go, are you sure about that? Because you're in America, right? Right? No, they don't speak a word of English. There's no allegiance. They just want to take the money and send it back to China and fleece us. I mean, not everybody's like that. I mean, just look at me. I learned my lesson, because if you don't have your culture, your language, you have no pride, you have no dignity, you have no country. You will be a vagabond. So, yeah, please understand that. I mean, there's no such thing as extreme right. It just, I know, instinctively, you ought to know it's right to preserve your own nation. So we have to preserve the United States of America as a country. Again, I stand with Donald Trump on that. I don't know much about Syria, Afghanistan. I mean, I know there's a lot of money being spent there, but he said it consistently in the past that we want to pull out of Syria, we want to pull out of Afghanistan. Let's go. Because if we cannot put up a wall, shame on you. Shame on you. We have no right to say we got to be here, we got to be there, spending trillions. I mean, it's easy to say trillions of dollars until we build that fucking wall. So give us the wall. Okay, Merry Christmas, and we get the wall. Let's see what happens.